thanks for joining us. Welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Millicent Nwoka. On the program today, the Kaduna state government says it is proposing an annual budget to tackle malnutrition. Lagos State to launch community policing. And Edo State government going ahead with plans to industrialize the state with a new third power plant. And we begin with the Kaduna state government saying that it is proposing an annual budget of ₦1 billion to tackle malnutrition among indigent children in the state. Governor Nasser El-Rufai announced this at a summit on Emergency Nutrition Action Plan held in the state capital. He says it's part of efforts to address hunger and starvation in the state.
A July 2013 report by the Federal Ministry of Health says 41% of Nigerian children under the age of 5 suffer stunted growth as a result of malnutrition. The National Nutrition Health Survey of 2015 confirms 42% of children in Kaduna State are suffering acute undernutrition. At a summit with experts and stakeholders organized to address the socio-economic problem, the Kaduna state government makes a commitment to address hunger and starvation by proposing an annual budget of ₦1 billion to tackle malnutrition among indigent children. The wife of the Kaduna state governor, Aisha El-Rufai, describes the suffering faced by malnourished children and their families.
It's difficult to explain. You need to see to understand the agony that even the mothers must be going through to see their children go through what they're going through. It's given me sleepless nights.
The guest speaker at the event says handouts alone won't solve the problem.
You will see that it's holistically looking at how to help and enable countries to tackle zero hunger in the world. And that's a huge objective. So without looking at sustainable interventions, we will never achieve it just by handouts alone. I can let you know that the government has committed funds, not just on paper, but has physically committed funds to fast track.
In partnership with UNICEF and other stakeholders, the Kaduna state government hopes to take care of 50,000 children, kicking off the Kaduna State Emergency Nutrition Action Plan.
This is so basic. This is the first thing that we must provide for. So with the support of the Commissioners of Finance and Budget, we had to initiate a environment which the State House of Assembly graciously supported for us to raise an emergency 300 million to give to UNICEF so that we can save as many children as possible.
With malnutrition also comes the increased risk of infectious diseases. In all, this can only be avoided if the government, health workers and other stakeholders get their priorities right.
And the federal government has donated drugs worth over ₦60 million to Adamawa state government for victims of Madagali suicide attacks. Heading the delegation is the Director of Foods and Drugs, Federal Ministry of Health, Mudukwe Chukwuma. She told Governor Mohammed Jibrilla that the president commiserates with the people and government of Adamawa over the unfortunate incidents. Governor Jibrilla commended the president for assisting the victims, promising to ensure that the items get to the victims of the blast.
This opportunity to thank our president through the Minister of Health and Family Secretary. We cannot thank more of what we have been thanking, but honestly, this is what we need at this time. And I can assure you, like I said, this approach immediately with collaboration with the Minister of Health here, Commissioner, inshallah,
Bomb blast issue in Madagali and Michika, in his wisdom, believe there's need to come and give some donation of medicines and other health products worth over 60 million naira. These are medicines for emergency medicines that are needed, various different category for emergency, for bomb blast victims.
The government of Benue and Nasarawa State today approved the release of 30 million naira as part of contributions to the rebuilding of the destruction carried out by herdsmen in Agatu local government area of Benue State. Governor Samuel Oltom and his Nasarawa State counterpart, Mr. Almakura, announced the donation at the end of the reconciliation meeting between Agatu farmers and Fulani herdsmen in Makudi after signing the peace agreement. The governors also called on the federal government to halt the influx of foreign herdsmen into the country, whilst heeding some dedicated routes in Agatu local government for indigenous Fulani herdsmen to graze their cattle.
Pains that the Agatu people are going through, myself and my senior colleague, we have decided to do our initial support to help them. And Nasarawa State donated the sum of 10 million naira, and I also donated the sum of 20 million, making 30 million to buy building materials to support the people of Agatu. The following resolutions were reached. The Agatu in Benue State and Fulani herdsmen agreed to make peace and forgive each other. The indigenous Fulani herdsmen will graze in Agatu land after the harvest season at the end of February 2017.
Good news there. In the meantime, the Borno command of the Nigeria Civil Defense Corps says 75 personnel of the command were killed, while 15 were declared missing in action in the year 2016. The commandant of the Corps, Ibrahim Abdullahi, told journalists in a news conference that the officers were killed in separate attacks in Gwoza and Gamburu Ngala in the Boko Haram insurgency. He noted that about 19 area officers belonging to the NSCDC across the state were completely destroyed. Abdullahi said those deployed include the anti-riot squad, bomb detection and disposal unit, as well as the intelligence and detective unit of the command. Officers of the Nigerian Navy have been charged on the need to always remember the three fundamental principles of the Navy, which are professionalism, integrity and teamwork. This advice was given by Rear Admiral Begroy Ebenwo during an event in honor of officers that have served the command and also to welcome the new officers taking over the command. The Navy says the reshuffling is a routine exercise to strengthen its security operations in the nation's waterways.
We must go with the three core values of the Nigerian Navy, which every personnel, every officer, every rating is mandated to operate within. And these are professionalism, integrity, and teamwork. With these three, carefully guiding your actions and your inactions, I can assure you that you'll always be on the right side of our regulations and the mandate of the Nigerian Navy will be attained. When good men or good women, or perhaps in context, when good officers stop doing good, nothing good gets done. Wherever you go, keep doing good, and before you know it, you will impact that environment positively.